The old guard is gone, LeBron's off to Italy, Steph's dusting sand off his flip-flops, and Kevin Durant's probably crafting his next burner account. Meanwhile, the Western Conference Finals are being decided by two squads that sound like they were generated in NBA 2K's franchise mode. Welcome to the future of the NBA, where the lights are just as bright, the dunks are even meaner, and the names are a little harder to spell. Well, look who's still dancing while the traditional powerhouses are already teeing off on the back nine or posting shirtless beach selfies. The Lakers? Gone. The Warriors? Poof. Suns? Toast. All the old heads at dynasties are either booking summer vacations or drawing up desperate off-season trade scenarios. In their place, standing tall and hungry in the Western Conference Finals are two squads with just one combined NBA Finals appearance to their name: the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Translation: we're entering uncharted territory, folks, but this was always going to happen. At some point, the baton had to be passed, and oh boy, is it being snatched like it's the last PS5 on Black Friday. The future of the NBA isn't just coming, it's here, wearing number 2 and number 5 jerseys and ready to throw hands. Enter Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Anthony Edwards. SGA vs. Ant-Man is the headlining bout in what could be a playoff classic. Forget old-school rivalries. This one is new-gen, Wi-Fi fast, and powered by TikTok highlights. And if the regular season taught us anything, it's that this is going to be tight. The Wolves and Thunder split their 4 regular season games 2-2, but don't let that symmetry fool you. Shai dropped 37, 39, and 40 points in 3 of those games. The man was cooking like it was MasterChef Playoffs edition. Still, regular season fireworks rarely translate directly into postseason peace treaties. Adjustments are made, chess pieces move, and coaches dust off clipboards like archaeologists discovering ancient secrets. So yes, it's a series, not a shootout. On the court, you've got enough talent to make an all-star weekend blush. For Minnesota, it's Anthony Edwards doing his best young MJ impression, Julius Randle finally staying healthy, Rudy Gobert making his defensive presence felt and sometimes heard, and Jaden McDaniels lurking like a defensive cryptid. On the Thunder side, Shai leads the way like a Zen assassin, Jalen Williams is a certified bucket, Chet Holmgren is blocking shots from the third row, and Lou Dort is playing defense like his paycheck depends on every possession. And don't forget the family drama. Shai will be going head-to-head with his cousin Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Thanksgiving dinner is going to be awkward, depending on how this one goes. This is a far cry from the first 2 rounds for the Timberwolves. The Lakers? Short-handed and inconsistent. The Warriors? Fun but flawed. The Thunder, on the other hand, have it all. They're deep, they're big, and they've got the MVP favorite in SGA. No disrespect to Anthony Edwards, who's putting together a resume of scalps that would make a medieval warlord jealous, but this is a different animal. Just look at Ant's playoff trophy case. In the past year, he's taken down Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Stephen Curry. Yes, that Stephen Curry. If Edwards had a fireplace mantle, it would look like the NBA 75 list. But now he's up against a different beast in Gilgeous-Alexander, a slithery score with a Zen Master's calm and a Samurai's precision, backed by one of the best two-way teams in the league. The Wolves can absolutely win this series, make no mistake. Anthony Edwards is a stone-cold killer in the playoffs, and Julius Randle is finally showing that he's more than just a regular season warrior. Add in Minnesota's deep bench and perimeter threats, and it's a toss-up, at least on paper. But that Thunder paper is embossed with 68 wins, the NBA's top-ranked defense, a top 3 offense, and a home court advantage. That's less paper, more resume. Oklahoma City didn't just stumble into the West Finals. They built this brick by brick, win by win. Last year's playoff inexperience? Learned from it. This year? Dominated. They're deeper than a midnight Reddit theory thread, and their cohesion looks like it was handcrafted in a basketball lab. The Timberwolves have the tools. The Thunder have the track record. This is not just a conference final, it's a vibe shift. It's the NBA's official next-gen takeover, and the winner might just become the face of the league. Expect intensity, Expect blocks that make you gasp and dunks that break the internet. Expect SGA and Edwards to flex, talk, and outduel each other like two alpha dogs who just realized there's only one bone left. In the end, it could very well go the distance. 7 games. No room for error, no load management, just raw competition, breakout performances, and future Hall of Famers in the making. The Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves isn't just a showdown of rising stars, it's a soap opera, a homecoming, and a dunk contest all rolled into one. And at the center of it all, like a tall glass of unfinished business, stands Chet Holmgren, Minneapolis native, proud Thunder unicorn, and the human equivalent of a number 2 pencil. Let's start with Holmgren, who's not just coming home, he's coming home with purpose. Born and bred in Minneapolis, Holmgren is back where it all began, except now he's 7 feet tall, can shoot threes, block everything within a zip code, and still look like he could be blown away by a strong gust of wind. Back in high school, when he was just a wiry 6'9" freshman averaging a modest 6.2 points and 3 rebounds, no one knew what he'd become. Now, he's a cheat code in a Thunder jersey, and he's got revenge on his mind. Holmgren may not have the biceps of a traditional big man, but don't let the frame fool you. This dude is a problem. He stretches the floor, slides his feet like a guard, and swats shots like he's swatting mosquitoes in a Minnesota summer. And let's be honest, he's got a little extra motivation playing in front of the hometown crowd. If you're looking for the Thunder's X factor in this series, circle Chet's name in pencil, appropriately, because he's about to try and erase the Timberwolves' dreams. But Chet isn't the only story. Oh no. Over on the Wolves side, Julius Randle has been on a personal redemption arc that would make a Disney screenwriter weep. He may not be the flashiest guy on the court, that honor goes to the human highlight reel known as Anthony Edwards, but Randle has been the Wolves' glue, the guy holding it all together while Ant-Man goes galaxy brain on offense. Randle is averaging 23.9 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 5.9 assists through 10 playoff games. Those are I told you so numbers for a man who once heard more boos than Broadway in Madison Square Garden. Knicks fans never let him forget the playoff flameouts, but now, in Minnesota, the howls are different. They're not jeers, they're cheers. Music to Randle's ears, and maybe even enough to make him forget about his past postseason purgatory. This matchup has all the flashy narratives, SGA versus Edwards, future MVPs clashing like anime rivals, but it's going to be decided down low, in the paint, in the trenches, in that beautiful bloody zone known as the restricted area. The Thunder, they've been dominating down there. They're outscoring opponents by 8.7 points per game in the restricted area during these playoffs, best in the league. In their Game 7 showdown with the Nuggets, they turned the paint into a personal playground, winning that battle 54-32. Rim protection? Yep, they got that covered too. They were the league's stingiest defense at the rim all season, and in road games specifically, they allowed the fewest percentage of opponent shots at the rim and held them to a paltry 63.1% when they did get there. Translation? Good luck. But wait, Minnesota isn't exactly shy when it comes to paint production. The Wolves have been nearly as beastly at the rim, outscoring opponents by 7.4 points per game in that zone. They closed out the Warriors in Game 5 with a laughable 62-30 advantage in the restricted area points. Want to know how aggressive they are? Nearly a third of their shots in these playoffs have come right at the basket, the highest rate of any team. Forget the three-point revolution. This series is going full caveman. We're throwing it back to the basics. Get to the rim, finish strong, and flex on the way back down on the court. And when you've got Rudy Gobert patrolling one side and Holmgren lurking on the other, it's going to be like a game of who blinks first in a very tall, very intense staring contest. Make no mistake, this isn't going to be a finesse series. This is a battle, a gritty, elbow-throwing, paint-packing grind fest. And that's what makes it so beautiful. The Thunder come in with more polish, more consistency, and an edge in ball security and shot efficiency. The Wolves bring fire, athleticism, and a redemption arc that's as compelling as it is unpredictable. At the center of it all, Holmgren's homecoming and Randle's redemption. One is trying to show out for the neighborhood, the other is trying to rewrite his postseason legacy. One's built like a ruler, the other rules with a wrecking ball. Who wins the battle at the rim? Who takes control of the paint? And who ultimately walks away with the trip to the NBA Finals? We'll find out soon enough. Just don't be surprised if this series is decided not by who hits the most threes, but by who throws the nastiest dunk and stares the longest afterward. Welcome to the West Finals. Mind the paint. So, buckle up. Whether you're rooting for SGA's surgical smoothness or Edwards' wrecking ball energy, this series is about to redefine what playoff greatness looks like. Expect 7 games of chaos, highlights, heartbreak, and maybe, just maybe, a new face of the league emerging from the smoke. Don't miss a dribble. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned, because if this is the NBA's future, we're all in for one hell of a ride.